Anya, welcome to the Raj and Pablo show. And well, unfortunately, Raj is not here, but I'd say fortunately for me, I get you all to myself. Um, so, how are you, firstly?
I'm Touchwood very well. How are you? And Lara was supposed to be here with us, but unfortunately, or fortunately, now you have me to yourself and I have you. So,
Well,
yeah.
people will start talking. This is how rumors start. I swear I didn't plan this. Now, first, you know what? I've kind of seen bits and pieces of Kaun Banega Shekhawati. Now, firstly, I have to say, obviously, it's very female centric, but every one of you. So, just for those people who don't know, you play the daughters of Maharaja, that's played by Nasruddin Shah. But every single one of you, the female characters, has a very distinct character, right?
Yes.
So tell us a bit about yours.
I think the most interesting thing about this script was that every character, not only the sisters, but each and every character, from the children to the adults, everyone is very, very unique and everyone's characteristics are very different from one another. So when you watch it as a whole, you never think that two of the people are similar in any ways. And my character, who's the youngest daughter, is unfortunately the most underconfident, the one with allergies, the one with a
Yeah.
physical disadvantage, you know, but also the underdog. So you do kind of root for her. And I think when I was reading this, I felt very close to my character because in general, you do tend to lean towards the bichari one, the one that is the underdog in even with teams, sometimes you're like, oh, I hope they win today. So, but she's also strong, and as are the rest of them in her own way because she doesn't give up. She moves forward, and even though she has all these allergies and social anxiety, she's made the most of her circumstances and situation and decided to become a gamer and develop her own game. So she's made a profession out of her disadvantage, I'd say, which is the most interesting part.
And how was it working with such a large female cast? Because there's always there's different dynamics usually.
I think, before I left for shoot, because of the stories you kind of have heard or read, uh, you're just like, oh my God, there's going to be so much tension and women, and, they'd be catty or like nasty. But it was an absolute delight to work with these women because they're so secure in their ways and with themselves, And I think that's the most important part. Any individual who's secure with who they are is one, not embarrassed, two, not putting up a facade. So they're very genuine, real people. At the same time, extremely supportive of each other. And that was the most beautiful part, that you were away from home, yet it kind of became home for you. Also because of the age gap between us, that we really
Mm.
did at various levels. And all the sisters kind of had a different equation with each other because of this age gap. So, sometimes when I was missing home, just going and giving them a hug made me feel so nice. Or sitting and making fun of each other. And we did that a lot, you
So I
know.
was going to ask you, like, in terms of offset, the camaraderie. I mean, was it you finished filming? Did you get together and go, okay, girls, tonight we're having dinner here, or we're going to go? Come to my room, drinks are in my room tonight. Was that kind of little atmosphere going off offset?
100. So we were kind of stuck with each other, is how I would put it in the beginning. And then we wanted to be stuck with each other
Yeah.
just after. Every evening after shoot, so after spending about 12 to 13 hours with each other, we would all go back, and not just the sisters, but the entire cast and the crew, which I give a lot of credit to my director for, because it's important to be inclusive, towards everybody. So it was really nice because all of us used to hang out. Someone would have a drink, someone was playing some game, someone was having a different conversation. And we just be on his roof and look up at the sky, which was full of stars, and sing songs. Um, it was just a lovely atmosphere,
And
when you're
then, well,
not tired.
let's add Nasruddin to the equation, because that I mean, what was it like working with him for a start?
So firstly, Nasir sir, many a times, we would take a little longer to take a shower after. He'd be like, "Where are you?" Or "I was waiting for you at dinner," which is so nice, to take to people who you absolutely don't know, and someone so senior to you actually being
Yeah.
like, "Let's have dinner together," or "I really enjoy your company." It's very heartwarming. But Anya I was so nervous. I was so nervous to work with someone like Nasir sir and Raghubir sir, but it was an absolute privilege for me. I was so fortunate. But, because they're so experienced, you're just like, oh my God, what is it going to be like? And you go with these preconceived notions, but when you meet them, they're so normal that you're just like, oh, really? Is this what
So,
it is?
but did you have a moment where at any point because you were shooting in Rajasthan, right? So,
Yeah.
did you have a moment where you were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this happened today, good or bad"? You got on the phone, I don't know, to your other half, to your mum, to your sister, to any of your siblings, where something happened and you couldn't wait to call them.
I actually still, so I'll say this to you. I still can't believe that I worked with them. I don't believe that I have shared screen space with Nasir sir, Raghubir sir, Lara, Soha. These are all people I really looked up to, growing up and
Yeah.
admired. But I do remember that on day two of shoot, I had a scene with Nasir sir, and it was just him and me. And I didn't want to leave the room. I was sweaty, my palms were sweaty, I was so nervous. I was meditating to be like, it's okay, Anya, it's okay, it's just a scene, it's fine. And when I went on to set, I think he knew I was very nervous. I think it was very evident. And he spoke to me and he said, "So what do you think? Like, do you want to do a reading?" And it was very conversational, as opposed to, "I think this is the way you should play it," or "I
Mm.
think this is what we should be doing. So he never imposed his suggestions or ideas. It was lovely that we could sit and I could be like, "What do you think about this?" So to um, kind of include me in the ideation part of it, and also respect me as an actor, as an artist, even though I was the junior most and he could have very well made it seem like, you know nothing. He never made any of us feel that way. And Soha said this a lot of times in her interviews. He's a great teacher, because he does theater
Mm.
as well. So if you
Yeah.
actually sit and speak to him, off set or on set, there's a lot one can learn.
And let's just talk a little bit about yourself. When you were, who inspired you? Like, what actress did you look up to?
In
Generally,
in general,
in general.
so something for me, I think, I take to people's personalities. So that's why I said Lara, Soha were people when I was growing up. I actually did admire them a lot. Strong personalities. Anushka Sharma is somebody I admire a lot. Alia Bhatt and Deepika Padukone. I mean, Kajol, Kajol ma'am is someone, because they're just so true to themselves. I think I find that the most endearing part about them. Like, they don't pretend to be anybody
Yeah.
else. I
So
like.
apart from the role that you're playing here, if there was one role you could pick of any of their films that you think, damn, I wish I could have done that, what would it be?
Are you talking?
Could be
From,
Anushka, it could be Kajol, it could be Lara. Anyone where you kind of thought I would have loved to got my teeth into that role.
I think, Urta Punjab, the role that Alia Bhatt plays over there. I think she's done a fantastic job, but I think it's also a very challenging role, and that would have been a challenge is always fun for me. So yeah.
Well, what was fun for me was watching some of the episodes, and I love the beginning. The first when I saw Nasruddin, I was like, this kind of got signs of the madness of King George. And then the daughters arrive, and
Yeah.
there's a bit of sex in the city there. There's a bit of everything going on. So well done, guys. And Anya, give my love to Lara and everybody else. Thank you so much for talking to us. I
Thank
say
you.
us because Raj is here in spirit somewhere. But best of luck with it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ruckus Avenue Radio.